go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, niggas don't know what to think. Thought I get money, you change. What you thought we was the same? Still stay away from them clones. Niggas better leave me alone. Talking about niggas is low, too. Run with niggas who don't know you. Whoa, I made that zagging when city to city, you niggas not hot in your state. If it was money to get a hit Henny, we get it and never complain. Same go for the gang, and we split it up all the same. I can't really eat, let's stay straight, cause we go way back in the day. My day ones from back in the day, they still hang around me today. You wanna come round us, you can't. I'm rolling up loud, it's great. But mama, she bad but complain, cause I'm too in love with my dreams. And I gotta get on the plane, and go get this money with them. I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang.
I get the bag with the gang, taking that Zach to the bank. Henny be all in my drink. You niggas is stupid, you think that should change? You not even hot in your gang. Ain't nothing even hot about your gang. You niggas be lying about same. Be posting them pictures of guns for the fame. Niggas just look at me different now. Say that's your man, but he a clown. Don't fuck around with the fuck arounds. Little nigga, you should cut it out. Me and my niggas take different routes. Punch a bitch nigga all in his mouth. Hold up my nigga, we different now. I need a Robert, this is my style. I get a check today, I spent it all tomorrow. I get a bitch today, she probably a foreign model. I get a check today, I spent it all tomorrow. I'm with my gang today, tomorrow never promise.
OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang.
Your attention, please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas.
Zach.
Thank you.
OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake, then we link up with the gang. Gang, gang. OG, I draw up the plate, and then he go get the cake.
think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the look that drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'll make them hot. I'll make them shiver. Their knees get weak whenever I'm around. They see me walk, they hear me talk. I'll make them feel like they're on cloud nine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Eat your heart out, girls. Hands off the merchandise. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Late Night Counter-Apologetics. If you're confused, I am too. Fucking YouTube suspended our account yesterday for a week. I appealed it, and I won the appeal. They actually said we didn't do shit wrong. Then maybe you shouldn't have suspended the account in the first place. Holy crap. I mean, what an adventure. All right, let's catch a vibe. Let's get into our communion and let's give out some pocket change. All right, let's go ahead and get straight into communion so we can do that. Y'all know the drill. Please raise your glasses and hold on to your asses. Through him, with him, in him, in the unity of the flying man. All glory and honor is yours who flied for our sins forever and ever. You may drink. Yeah, if you guys missed the party last night, man, appreciate that, AR. Go check us out on Hunter Biden's laptops. We did 2 streams last night because they suspended the Pocket Locker account. So we did 2 streams on Hunter Biden's laptops. Then I appealed. They unsuspended the account, so we're back. All right, let's go ahead and get into our communion song. I'll give out some pocket change, and we can get this party started. For today's communion song, let's go BBVW. Why not? Yeah, they deleted their Kanye, Elon, Trump. It's almost like that's not 3 good representatives to have.
She got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life. The problem really is bad.
All right, Lena was first. Let's go.
Now, hold up, my wife for your bad bitch. Hold up. But the ones on the gram got perfect titties and
Cameron is in
my girl,
airplane
she loyal and
mode.
lavish. She ain't showing off her assets, just to level up her status.
If she did it wouldn't matter. She do her, not do me.
I met a shorty through a link. Now
Caterpillar,
we linking for
second.
some drinks. Conversation kind of big, and first day, last day was in the base. On some MySpace top 8 shit. Headshots her favorite. The lust ain't gon' save us. Headed home to my main chick.
UC Love, third.
Yeah, she might do some complaining, but I'd rather her than a fake chick who stuck on herself and she brainless. Focused on loving the same way. Don't got no time for the games, babe. We getting old.
I can't sing, but tonight I'm gonna try. She got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life. The problem really is that bitch first wife.
I can't sing, but tonight I'm
Gonna try.
got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life.
Problem really is that bitch first wife.
Bad bitch first wife.
That bitch first wife.
Bad bitch first wife. Bad bitch first wife.
She know she the wife. She know she a bad bitch. We do this shit nightly. Make movies like Spike Lee. Take trips and you know that we sightsee. Shorty the wifey. Don't even need diamonds and ices. I cut off my side chicks.
For her, I cut on my side, yeah.
I'm up in the morning.
My girl, she faithful and loyal.
That's why she gets spoiled. But love, just keep us in order, yeah.
Sing, but tonight I'm gon' try.
She got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with
Gon' ride for life. The problem really is that bitch first wife. I can't sing, but tonight I'm gon' try. She got all the things that I seen online, but the one that I'm with gon' ride for life. The problem really is that bitch first wife.
Carrie Ann is finally back in the airplane mode. All right, let's go shot of Jers, pull up, then we gonna get into it.
She be getting her hair done Tuesday. Feet up, relaxing, sipping that Douce. If this was 2K shit, I could hit you on my two-way, or I could try to make you my new babe. I laid the dick down proper, it's a new day. Who ordered expensive lobster and souffle?
That'll be me.
Had to pull up in that CP3. Now do you love me, look, he shot town to New Jersey, we gon' pull up. Hell yeah, I got the hook up. Anytime that you need me, we gon' pull up. Damn right, I got the hook up. And saying you gotta act brand new. Nah, I can't stand you. Had to bring you round just to show what the fam do. No text, no calls, no reasons to be involved. Young John Wall taking what's give it and get it off. Come on.
What you doing, girl? Pull up on me. I spend a lot of time living in the moment. I'm in the city with the gas flow for you. Can I come get you and we bend them corners? No disrespect about me.
No disrespect about me.
City, so you know I'm about it.
So you know I'm about it.
I can tell you about it.
Now let me tell you
When
about
you playing, no, I had to shout it. Days I'm in the hood like
What it is.
I like to slide up on you like
What up, bitch?
Cause you know I like to play with you. Come spend the day with you, come kick it, seeing what it do. You feeling comfortable, I make the move. But now it's different though, I guess it's cool. You wasn't shy about my love, remember after school the
Days when I picked you up.
So now you fucked around and changed, almost messed it up. See, I ain't changed, baby, trying to catch a plane with you. Came back around to show you that I made for you. And here you go with the same old song on your weekend shit. I might just wish I never met her like Call Tom Miz, but I ain't tripping no. Stay up on the grind, we gon' get some dough. And you got that good ass brain, I had to let you know. I really wanna let you know. Tell me where you wanna go and what you wanna know.
Whoa.
What you doing, girl? Pull up on me. I spend a lot of time living in the moment. Like in the city with the gas roll for ya. When I come get you, we play them corners. Like disrespect about me.
No disrespect about it.
City, so you know I'm about it.
So you know I'm about it.
I can tell you about it.
Now let me tell you
When
about
you
it.
playing, no, I had to shout it.
Man, no, I had to doubt it.
So you know I'm about it. I can tell. What you doing, girl? Pull up on me. I spend a lot of time living in the moment.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, Manny? No disrespect about me.
No disrespect about it.
So you know I'm about it.
So you know I'm about it.
I can tell you about it.
Now let me tell you about it.
Playing, no, I had to shout it.
Man, no, I had to
Oh, also, I gotta open up my Kindle app. All right, damn son, where'd you find this? All right, let's go ahead and do it. All right, gang. Today we're gonna be following up on last night. Now, unfortunately, last night, those of you over here on Pocket Locker 86 land were cut off from our Kanye coverage. You need to go check out Hunter Biden's laptops. You know, it was kind of you know, we broke the news when it happened, so we can't break the news all over again. But what we are going to do is a little bit of follow-up on today's code and mode. So before we get into coding, we're going to talk a little bit about what's up. By the way, we are, of course, doing a little late-night office flow here, even though we're on... you know, even though it's Friday night, so we're not in the Pinochle Lounge, we're still in the office. So if you want to come link up with us and gather, AR and Carrie Ann are in here with me, so we should be good to go. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen there. Oh, I know what happened. MyronBot was sharing his screen, and then MyronBot got disconnected from the server. All right, let's fix that. There we go. Watch this. MyronBot's popping back in. There he goes. He's sharing his screen, which is actually my screen. There we go. Wait, let me make sure it's the right one. That's the right one. All right, let's get into it. All right, so for those of you that have been living under a rock for the last 24 hours, let me catch you up. Yeah, nope, folks, that is not, I don't know, not some sort of weird, I literally looks like I don't know, this is like a terrorist person, right? This person looks like they're about to do something dangerous to somebody. This person, well, they are. They're gonna say some pretty stupid shit. But that's Kanye West, folks. Yeezy, yay, yay, yo. I don't know what the fuck they call this.
I see.
Hang on, let me mute MyronBot. That way I don't get an echo.
I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love.
For those of you that did hear this story last night, sorry, we gotta do this real quick because we got cut off last night.
You know, us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. How about that one? Ari Emanuel, how you like that one? Hey, Ron, you going to do anything to fix Chicago?
Why?
Why?
Especially Hitler. Not just also Hitler, especially Hitler. The rest of you have a lot of work to do to live up to the high standard that Adolf Hitler has set for the rest of humanity when he invented highways, which he didn't. When he invented microphones, which he very much didn't. None of those things happened. A lot of the bad things that he did actually happen that for some reason got glossed over there by the person who I assume is Kanye West, although he's wearing a mask because why wouldn't he be wearing a mask, bizarrely? The question that is bouncing around the inside of my skull is, and then they had Britney Spears being tightly controlled because she couldn't be responsible for herself, but he's still out there. He's still incredibly wealthy and doing a little bit more damage to himself than Britney Spears ever did. So look, we're gonna get to Alex Jones's response to that because of course that was on Alex Jones's program. But Brett, what do you think?
The version of what Kanye thinks he's trying to say is hate the sin, not the sinner. That's it. But the conclusion is these folks like Kanye West, like Tim Pool, all of them are just stupid. That's what's so frustrating. And all the people who have 10 or more brain cells know that sure, you can make that basic stupid point that no matter how evil someone is, you still gotta love your fellow man and you can find a nice thing to say about them. It's an exaggerated version of when you're on the debate stage and the moderator says, can you say one nice thing about your opponent? And you say he's a family man. And about Hitler, you say literally, Alex Jones is bending over backwards and say yeah, he had really nice fashion. But
which is
everybody
awful.
already knows that. They have these conversations it's the first time anyone's ever brought it up, and it's because they're celebrities. It's because they're celebrities and they love being ignorant. They love saying stuff like I'm for free speech, but they ignore all the speech that's happened before. And especially with something like the Nazis, you should know more about that than you're half Googling to say that a Nazi invented the microphone, which isn't even true. Hilariously, the microphones we use now with foil were invented by an American named Mr. West, who's still alive. And before that, it was AT&T company invented the microphone, capacitor microphone, condenser microphone. He needs to, we all know that stuff. We all need to hold ourselves to a higher standard of discourse. And rather than thinking that every idea he's ever come up with is brilliant, he needs to have some humility and maybe look into why the Nazis and Hitler were so evil. It's okay to just say they're evil and move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is he done now? Is this
all right? So, gang, here's the deal. I don't know why they're not talking about this, but the answer is no. He wasn't done. So, for those of you that missed it, last night, this fool, after he went on Alex Jones in a mask, which, by the way, he also had a shovel handle or something as a puppet that he was talking to on Alex Jones' show. No, I'm not making this up. Look it up. After that, this terrible interview, he went and apparently released a new logo that's a swastika inside a Star of David, like a swastika Star of David remix, okay? Then Elon Musk said that was too far. And yeah, he got suspended from Twitter. It's kind of I don't know. It was so funny last night. Go check it out. We had to catch up, but we're gonna move forward. Today, Jay-Z was in the news, and I'm gonna respond to this because I haven't heard this, but I think he said some shit about rich people. And it's kind of a funny contrast to what's going on with Kanye right now.
The now familiar lyrics drawn from a poem written by an American lawyer, Francis Scott Key, about a victorious battle over the British. Like other exercises in patriotism, the anthem is really drummed into people as an unassailable good thing.
Oh, you think John's better than David Pakman? I don't think that's a controversial take.
But the mythology is misleading. America was not the land of the free for many residents in the early 1800s. When slavery thrived, most people couldn't vote. The founders touted overthrowing British tyranny, but they abused power to rule over other human beings, often more harshly than the deplorable British that they bragged about supplanting. So when you hear land of the free, does it sound like just some harmless relic or a hypocritical lie laundered over and over to kind of tell us a mythology that covers up abuse to this very day? I mean, the answer might depend on your personal experience or your concern with discrimination and policy. And that brings us tonight to a contemporary poem about America and freedom called What's Free? It's actually marking an anniversary
Not
this
greater than
week.
David Blackman. Now that's what we're talking about,
It's a song with a verse
YouTube punk.
by Jay-Z that opens by skewering those words.
In the land of the free where the blacks enslaved, 3/5 of a man, I believe's the phrase.
Jay-Z beginning his poem with those spare, haunting lines, comparing Francis Scott Key's claim with just the facts at the time. Slavery and a constitution that counted each black human being as 3/5 of a person, a notorious legal compromise that granted southern states extra political power in Congress for their slave populations. A gruesome accounting. And its history lesson turns on property, and Jay-Z's poem
like her over whoever
uses different
the current
accounting to chart a generational path from people literally being treated as property to people becoming owners.
I'm 50% of Duce and it's debt free, yeah. 100% of Ace of Spade, worth half a beat. Rock Nation, half of that, that's my piece. 100% of title to bust it up with my G's. Smoke won't ever work together. You run a checker, but they never give you leverage.
Jay ticking off companies he started or owns a piece of. Half the liquor company Duce with no debt, a contrast to America's many unpaid debts. All of his champagne company Ace of Spades at $500 million. That half a B, a double entendre reference to his wife Beyonce, who could presumably own half of it in their marriage. He cites his company Tidal, which is the only streaming music platform that tries to empower musician owners, different than Spotify or Apple or Amazon. There are levels of wealth, and the contrast here in the poem is between money and equity. So as Jay-Z decries people's failure to collaborate, he notes they could run a checkup, that's spending money, but the owners, they never offer leverage, which is the equity, the ownership that can bestow real power and freedom in our current society. They say power concedes nothing without a demand, and capitalism is economic power. Those owners, they're not giving you leverage, no matter how hard you work. Most workers toil for wages in America with no path to any equity, and that's especially true in the arts and culture and music, where the people creating the value are often stuck in systems that deny them ownership of what they literally made. Now, what do you call using power to compel labor without valuing it fairly? Well, at a minimum, I'd say that's on the spectrum of oppression, economic or otherwise. This poem I'm sharing with you suggests America's sins live on, including
But what a contrast. I mean, right? These are guys that, you know, made a lot of music together, really associated for moving together, had a very public kind of going their own ways, and now we see what they're both doing today. What a contrast.
Slave-owning mentality of some capitalists. And Jay-Z uses his words here to address them directly and then stunts on them.
I ain't one of these house you bought. My house like a resort. My house bigger than yours.
A rebuke to anyone with that mentality. It echoes also a classic Malcolm X speech that contrasts the evil slavery system's categories of house and field. But those lines are not rhetoric. They are a factual confrontation because Jay-Z is putting those capitalist suits, if you will, putting them in their place. Flipping that house terminology to note the fact that his homes are literally larger than theirs, like a giant resort. So if you're not listening, you might mishear the line as just bragging about another mansion when it's actually a reference to how America's property system is built on a racist foundation. Now, in one lifetime, Jay-Z built his property fortune, dwarfing most of the nation's top execs, even though many of them had the head start of generational wealth amassed in a time when black Americans were legally classified as property. Now, this poem continues by confronting slavery's vestiges today.
To this day, Grandma afraid what I might say. They gonna have to kill me, Grandmama, I'm not their slave.
There, he's rebutting the idea anyone could scare him, let alone own him, but juxtaposing that with the life experience of his own grandmother, whose name is Hattie White. She was born in 1926. We checked. She faced the Jim Crow era, lived through the assassination of so many black leaders in America, so her concern would be understandable. But think about the echo of history here, especially at a time of rising hate in America right now and political violence. Jay stressing not that she lived that life before,
has anybody
but that she
heard
fears
the rest,
him,
like this album,
for his safety in America, quote, to this day. Meaning
I feel like I don't really listen to
past
music like that no more.
lives on now. Because it's not really
I can't remember the last time I got excited. Like, I heard Taylor Swift dropped the album recently and had like all of the top 10 singles. And I'm like, man, like, that's crazy. People still are like, oh, that album comes out today. Let's go get that. It's like, I haven't done that in forever.
past. And
That's
that history
crazy.
lesson continues.
We started without food in our mouth. They gave us pork
And Jay-Z's my favorite rapper.
You discarded that we ingested. We made the project
I guess
away. You came
other
back.
than OG Roddy,
reinvested
right?
in
That's who I listen to all the time now.
Some pride in how that's free. And them people stole the soul and hit with 360s.
The parallels there turn on value. He's describing slave owners presenting their unwanted and discarded animal parts as meals, which morphed into its own cuisine, sometimes linked to soul food. You have many people who abandoned diversifying neighborhoods in America. They saw them as undesirable through white flight and redlining and other policies, only to return after minority residents made those places valuable or cool, a wave. And then they used the same legal and property system to gentrify and price out the people who made those neighborhoods valuable. The theme here is how in America so many black people have had to meet that systemic discrimination with their own kind of improvised alchemy. What oppressors treat as garbage might still be turned somehow into gold. When that happens in the neighborhood, though, Jay is telling us the oppressors then come back and try to take it. The question is, what's free amidst all that theft? Those lines also link soul food and the commodification of black-led culture by slamming the executives who stole the soul, which is a Public Enemy reference, the execs who locked many artists into predatory contracts, then denying them ownership, the theme here, sometimes in deals so unfair that courts will call them unconscionable and unenforceable. Some of the worst contracts today are 360 deals where corporations have control of all the proceeds from an artist's work, even beyond music. That's a 360. So what's free when the owners are the thieves and the creators are stuck in a 360? We'll come back to that. Now, I began this report for you tonight with that myth about the land of the free. And this poem I'm sharing with you ends with another myth that's actually rarely questioned across most of U.S. history, maybe a little bit recently, depending on who you talk to. I'm talking about our Thanksgiving ritual, which is actually a very literal whitewashing of our history and reality. Well, he challenges it in this song, which came out, by the way, in the month of November.
Sucker free, no shucking me. I don't jive turkey. Say happy Thanksgiving. Sound like a murder to me. Smoke free, all of y'all calling out toll free. Label rob you for millions, yet you want to put a hole in me.
He's talking about independence. Financially, Jay says he does not shuck and jive for anyone. He's an owner. He flips that into saying he's no phony jive turkey and folds that into another type of independence intellectual. No matter how many holidays we are sold, capitalistically or at school or anywhere else, he's just not down with Thanksgiving turkey or celebrating a genocide. So those holiday greetings sound like a murder to me. The challenge here, as always, is to think originally and see reality, not the self-serving myths designed to obscure it. This poem shows the reality of property in American law and capitalism. From where America started, literally owning people as property, to controlling people today through their labor, to taking ownership of their work, stealing it so it's someone else's property. Now, Jay-Z says for him, freedom means owning whole companies rather than companies owning pieces of you. 100% of title. Notice that word whole. He laments people resenting him more than the larger system, imagining telling another artist, the record label rob you for millions, yet you want to put a hole in me. Millions lifted from the 360 deal he cited before. That bullet hole is a circle. Holes are 360 degrees, like a 360 deal. While Jay just showed his freedom comes from being financially whole, owning his whole companies, his whole creations. That's 360, 3 layers of meaning, triple entendre. Don't even ask me how. And that, what I've shared with you in this report, is just part of the whole verse, as it were. The poetry is as layered as the history. The poet's perseverance, a living lesson. And those who don't get it may not be listening. If you can't see why America was not the land of the free, or how Native American genocide is still disguised as a feast, you may have closed your eyes and your mind instead of listening. What's free? It's a very long answer, but it starts with freeing your mind.
Oh man, does it though? Free your mind and the rest will follow. Because of mine, you won't be so shallow. Y'all remember that shit? Don't act like you don't remember that shit. You old as shit. Acting like you don't remember that shit. Dog. All right.
And Vogue.
There you go. Carrie Ann is with it. Carrie Ann is 100% with it. Wow. So, really, what? So we talked about a little bit, you know, Kanye lost his mom. He's having okay, whatever. But what's fun to talk about is he was with Kim Kardashian. Now he's with Candace Owens. To be honest, it's like I think Candace Owens about to put him off. Like, sorry, bro, you've gone too off the deep end for me. Oof. Ooh, that's a bad look. Okay, but he also used to roll with Hove, who, you know, people ain't even on Jay-Z like they used to be, because he said some crazy shit on behalf of the NFL, and you know he's a rich ass billionaire at this point. So, you know, people don't treat him like he's some kind of black revolutionary or something like that. But at the same time, he's definitely speaking truth to power in his records. Still making Hove moves, and Kanye's out here rolling the Mar-a-Lago with fucking Nick Fuentes. You done fucked all the way up. Yeah. This is what Wayne was talking about. Wayne said, you know, they used to roll together, and it's like all the people that couldn't make it with Jay and Beyonce, couldn't get on with them, couldn't, you know, hang with their circle, ended up in Kanye's circle. And, you know, it was just a funny contrast. I needed something to go with today. I feel it's a weird thing because I'm tired of shit. And then it's like we had so much fun last night, and I thought the Pocket Locker account was going to be suspended for a week. And then I woke up today, and they were like, no, you're good to go. Sorry about that. We shouldn't have suspended your account. Yeah, no shit. All right, so let's get in here and write a little code, and we'll feel a little better about life. All right, let's all right, here we go. Let's get into this book. I'm gonna go corner, double, boom. I'm going in, so I'm gonna start. You know, I like to alternate 25-minute work periods with 5-minute rest periods, but let's start with a 55. And then we'll do a couple of work periods and get it going. All right. So I'm actually just going to read this, and then we'll fire up a couple examples as we go. All right, everyone knows that debugging is twice as hard as writing a program in the first place. We're starting chapter 3. It's about reference types. What's the other intro on this? Pay attention, because we're going to be talking about pointers and dereferencing pointers, and we use pointers in MABE. Most of MABE is like classes with pointers pointing at things. When you get into the inner workings of MABE. So also, it's an important kind of conceptual thing to, learn about fundamental programming. And it'll be interesting because, for instance, Python doesn't use pointers, which is not a big deal. We just don't do that type of shit in Python. And Rust does, but uses them, implements them a little differently. So we're going to get into that as we're going through this. All right, so let's get back to this quote. Everyone knows that debugging is twice as hard as writing a program in the first place, so if you're as clever as you can be when you write it, how will you ever debug it? Cool. All right, reference types store the memory address of objects. These types enable efficient programming, and many elegant design patterns feature them. In this chapter, I'll discuss 2 kinds of reference types, pointers and references. I'll also discuss this, constant, and auto along the way. And we do use these in our programs as well. All right, pointers. Pointers are the fundamental mechanism used to refer to memory addresses. Pointers encode both pieces of information required to interact with another object. That is the object's address and the object's type. You can declare a pointer type by appending an asterisk to the pointed to type. For example, you declare a pointer to integer called myPointer as follows. Integer, you append that little asterisk to it, and then you give it a name, myPointer. It's the end of the line. The format specifier for a pointer is $p. For example, to print the value of my pointer, you could use the following: printf, open quote, the value of my underscore PTR is %p, period, end quote, my pointer. Boom, good to go. Pointers are very low-level objects, although they play a central role in most C programs. C++ offers higher-level, sometimes more efficient constructs that obviate the need to deal with memory addresses directly. Nonetheless, pointers are a foundational concept that you'll no doubt come across in your system programming travels. In this section, you'll learn how to find the address of an object and how to assign the result to a pointer variable. You'll also learn how to perform the opposite operation, which is called dereferencing. Given a pointer, you can obtain the object residing at the corresponding address. You'll learn more about arrays, the simplest construct for managing an object collection, as well as how arrays relate to pointers. As low-level constructs, arrays and pointers are relatively dangerous. You'll learn about what can go wrong when pointer and array-based programs go awry. This chapter introduces two special kinds of pointers, void pointers and standard colon byte pointers. These very useful types have some special behaviors that you'll need to keep in mind. Additionally, you'll learn how to encode empty pointers with null pointer and how to use pointers and Boolean expressions to determine whether they're empty. All right, addressing variables. You can obtain the address of a variable by prepending the address of operator. That's the and sign. You might want to use this operator to initialize a pointer so it points. Hang on. So it points to the corresponding variable. Such programming requirements arise very often in operating systems programming. For example, major operating systems such as Windows, Linux, and FreeBSD have interfaces that use pointers heavily. Listing 3.1 demonstrates how to obtain the address of an int. Include cstdio, int, main. Remember, your main function returns an integer, which is basically the exit code. Int Gettysburg, printf Gettysburg, and then there's an int Gettysburg address. Cute. Ampersand Gettysburg, printf Gettysburg, and then you can just print Gettysburg address. All right, let's go look at this again. So here they put it on the type. And here they use the address of operator. Oh, to store the address at as the value. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's do it so I type things. Let's go type things. Open. Let's also not sit here in silence. And it's kind of upbeat. Actually, here, I can turn it up a little bit. I control the fader. All right, a lot better. Let's, first, I just want to open to see if I started this already. I don't think I did. All right, let's create a new one. Empty project. We're gonna put it in there. We're gonna call it 3.1 address of operator, some shit like that. I don't really care what it's called because I'm not gonna have to run it. I'm not gonna type it or anything. All right, so let's just start making code. Just give me C++ file. Let's type code. Include stdio. Do this line. Next. I knew I should put it. I'm like, I knew I shouldn't put the well. If I did, I wouldn't put it there, but I had a suspicion I shouldn't. All right, int main, Gettysburg, empty brackets. Wait, hang on. There's our function. Gettysburg. Gross. All right, that's also wrong. Printf. Oh, it's a number, so yeah, use the Gettysburg %D formatter. All right. So it's a string. Is it a comma? I'm just guessing at this point. I forgot the new line, which is this. Otherwise, I think I'm okay. Next. Oh no, it's trash. Okay. Integer, it's a pointer, Gettysburg address, and the value. Uses the address of operator. All right, I guess the relevance here is because we're learning all about these reference types and they store, and they're all about getting us to think about addresses instead of values. And so this time we're gonna make the value an address instead of like an integer or whatever the fuck. And so we're going to use this address of operator to actually store the address of Gettysburg as the value at the pointer that we're calling Gettysburg address. Interesting. I hope these people feel clever. All right, and then we're gonna just printf too, but now we need the pointer or the, I don't know what they call it, so like an address of string formatter, essentially. All right, let's go with that. That's what I'm calling it, because I ain't got time for it. Boom. And then we're gonna say Gettysburg address. I don't know which one's the percent sign. All right. Put a new line character after it. Yeah, ooh, that was not very good. All right, and there. Is that it? Control F5? Nope. Alright, what happened? Somebody expected a blah, 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 didn't get a something, other. It's supposed to be like one of these here. Nope, that ain't it. Where? Yeah, there's no declaration. Yeah, I agree. There isn't one. What's up with that? What's up with that? Oh, I forgot to say that this is an integer. Okay. That ain't it either. What else? Yeah, there's also nothing about it, damn thing. Okay. Ooh, okay, here we go. Didn't make this a function. What's up now? Something with 7. Uh-oh, got it. Here we go. Still not it. An initializer list is expected in this context. All right, am I missing code probably though? From like some other example or some shit? No, let's see. I don't think that's it, but look at that, close these up. Definitely not. Don't see what it is. I'm not too worried about it though. It's such a low level example. And I'm not all about that pointer life anyway. Let's see. What's your deal though? No way. Oh, I see exactly what it is. This should be in fucking parentheses. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? All right, here we go. That's simple. All right. Cool beans. Let's keep moving. First you declare the integer Gettysburg and print its value. Then you declare a pointer called Gettysburg address to that integer's address. Notice that the asterisk prepends the pointer and the ampersand prepends Gettysburg. Yeah, I did notice that, and it's weird because notice here the pointer is at the, it's prepended, meaning it's added before the name, whereas over here it's appended, I think, right? Yeah, appending. It's appended to the type. So that's interesting. All right. Notice that the asterisk prepends the pointer and the ampersand prepends Gettysburg. Finally, you print the pointer to the screen to reveal the Gettysburg integer's address. If you run it on Windows 10, you should see the following output. Running the same code on Windows 10 x64 yields the following bot. We got 64-bit system, we should see that. All right, cool. Wait, go back. Your output should have an identical value for Gettysburg, but Gettysburg address should be different each time. This variation is due to address space layout randomization, which is a security feature that scrambles the base address of important memory regions to hamper exploitation. All right, let's see what y'all talking about. AE4. Do it again. Oh, 64. One more again. 94. Yeah, they're different every time. B34. Huh. That's definitely pretty interesting. Why does the address space layout randomization hamper exploitation? When a hacker finds an exploitable condition in a program, they can sometimes cram a malicious payload into user-provided input. One of the first security features designed to prevent a hacker from getting this malicious payload to execute is to make all data sections non-executable. If the computer attempts to execute data as code, then the theory is that it knows something's amiss and should terminate the program with an exception. So the address, that is really interesting. Okay. Really interesting. All right, some exceedingly clever hackers figured out how to repurpose executable code instructions in totally unforeseen ways by carefully crafting exploits containing so-called return-oriented programs. These exploits could arrange to invoke the relevant system APIs to mark their payload executable, hence defeating the non-executable memory mitigation. Address space layout randomization combats return-oriented programming by randomizing memory addresses, making it difficult to repurpose existing code because the attacker doesn't know where it resides in memory. Also note that in the outputs for listing 3.1, Gettysburg address contains 8 hexadecimal digits, 4 bytes. For an x86 architecture, 32-bit. in 16 hexadecimal digits, 8 bytes for an x64 architecture, 64-bit. This should make some sense because on modern desktop systems, the pointer size is the same as the CPU's general purpose register. An x86 architecture has 32-bit, 4-byte general purpose registers, whereas an x86 architecture has 64-bit, 8-byte general purpose registers. All right, dereferencing pointers. The dereference operator is a unary operator that accesses the object to which a pointer refers. This is the inverse operation of the address of operator. Given an address, you can obtain the object residing there. Like the address of operator, system programmers use the dereference operator very often. Many operating system APIs will return pointers, and if you want to access the reference to object, you'll use the dereference operator. Unfortunately, the dereference operator can cause a lot of notation-based confusion for beginners because the dereference operator, the pointer declaration, and multiplication all use the asterisk. Okay. Remember that you append an asterisk to the end of the pointed to object's type to declare a pointer. However, you prepend the dereference operator and asterisk to the pointer like this. Right, so to declare the pointer, you put it, say, in front of integer. Remember over here, it's like in front of int, and then it's, after it, let's say after it. It's appended. That's to declare the pointer. And then the dereference it, you prepend it to the name, not the type. After accessing an object by prepending the dereference operator to a pointer, you can treat the result like any other object of the pointed to type. For example, because Gettysburg is an integer, you can write the value 17325 into Gettysburg using Gettysburg address. The correct syntax is as follows. So by dereferencing it here, you're pointing to the address. What you need to do, you're basically assigning through dereferencing. It's interesting. Because the dereference pointer, that is Gettysburg or star, asterisk Gettysburg address, appears on the left side of the equal sign, you're writing to the address where Gettysburg is stored. So interesting. All right. If a dereference pointer appears anywhere except the left side of an equal sign, you're reading from the address. To retrieve the integer pointed to by Gettysburg address, you just tack on the dereference operator. For instance, the following statement will print the value stored in Gettysburg. Printf %d in quotation marks, and then the dereference operator for Gettysburg address uses the dereference operator to read and write. right, let's get it. We want to get these things pretty down here. I'm trying to think if I should do another one. I guess I should just do another one. Let's save this. It was actually really nice to just have all those examples laid out. So let's go, and Control S, here we go, boom. New project, empty project, 3.2, I don't know what to call it. Dereference operator, 3.2, dereference, read, right. All right, we'll do that. Get us a new source file. And start writing code. Oof. God damn it. I always fuck that up. All right, here we go. And I put another, I did it again with the damn colons. Sorry, with the curly brackets. Value at Gettysburg. Address. Every key except the right one. And then dereference. Uh-oh. Shit. All right, so let's go through this. Oh, there's more. There's more. Okay. I think this is just without the pointer, the dereferencing. All right, what are you saying here to me? This has to just be spelled out, right? Yeah, it's spelled out. All right, boom. All right, this is also spelled out. All right, there we go. Let's keep it moving. Assign 17325 to the pointer. And it's using the dereference. So you'd say Gettysburg address equals 17325. All right, next. Printf statement again. God, I wish I could do this the way I want to. Let's see, Control D. Oh, there we go. Oh, and the value thing too. Shit, what did I just do? What's that, man? There needs to be some new lines up in this piece. Okay, let's see what we just did. First, you initialize Gettysburg to 0. Then you initialize the pointer Gettysburg address to the address of Gettysburg. Then you initialize the pointer Gettysburg address to the address of Gettysburg. Next, you print the integer pointed to by Gettysburg Address. So that's where you dereference Gettysburg Address. Dereference the pointer. Should tell you the value is 0. And the value of Gettysburg Address itself. You write the value 1717325 into the memory pointed to by Gettysburg Address, and then print the pointed to value and address again. Okay. And you see again that we get a totally different memory location used. So that's why you got to do this every time. All right, a nifty little program to demonstrate that. I'm cool with that. Listing 3.2 would be functionally identical if you assign the value 17325 directly to Gettysburg instead of to the Gettysburg address pointer like this. 17325. Yeah, this example illustrates the close relationship between a pointed to object, Gettysburg, and a dereference pointer to that object. Asterisk Gettysburg address. All right, here we go. The member of All right. So here we assign 0 to Gettysburg. Here we basically assign 17325 to Gettysburg, which is what they're talking about with the tight relationship between these two things. All right, here we go. The member of pointer operator. The member of pointer operator or arrow operator performs two simultaneous operations. It dereferences a pointer. It accesses a member of the pointed to object. You can use this operator to reduce notational friction, the resistance a programmer feels in expressing their intent in code. When you're handling pointers to classes, you'll need to handle pointers to classes in a variety of design patterns. For example, you might want to pass a pointer to a class as a function parameter. If the receiving function needs to interact with a member of that class, the member of pointer operator is the tool for the job. If the receiving function needs to interact with a member of that class, the member of pointer operator is the tool for the job. Listing 3.3 employs the arrow operator to read the year from clock of the long now object, which you implemented in listing 222. All right, clock along now, clock pointer. All right, so the clock of the long now with the asterisk after it is a pointer. It's a pointer to clock of the long now. We know that because the asterisk is appended to the type, which is clock of the long now. Then we name the pointer clock pointer, and we then store at clock pointer the what's the fuck that bullshit called? The address of operator, right? So we store the address of clock. Did you make a clock? Yeah, you had to make the clock of the long now. So you had to make a clock from clock of the long now. Then store the address of clock at the pointer. That way the pointer is pointing to an address. Then you do clock pointer set year 2020. That's interesting. All right, so what is this called? What is that called? The arrow operator. The member of pointer dereferences a pointer and accesses a member of the pointed to object. Wow, so it dereferences clock pointer. It says I'm a dereference clock pointer, which is basically going to give it clock. Because when it dereferences, it's going to be all like, it's the same way when you had a value stored there. Well, there's no value stored there. It's just literally clock, okay? So it gives you clock and then allows you to do set year 2020 with a pointer. Interesting. Clock pointer, set year. And then do address of clock, the value of clock's year. Well, yeah, you certainly piqued my curiosity. I'm tired as hell, but I want to see what the fuck this program is up to. So, congratulations. First, let's go open a project or solution. Let's go to 222. 222, move me at 222. At 222, I'll be in route 222. All right, whatever. All right, boom. Give me all of that. Give me all your loving. All right, now make a new one. Empty project. We're gonna call it 33. Arrow operator. All right, now put that, oh, sorry. Gotta get me a new item, give me a C++ file, that's all I need, boom, real simple like. Paste that old code in, boom, there's our clock of the long now. Now we're going to modify this function, this main function. So don't forget, y'all, we just make a struct. Ooh, y'all want to get funky with it? Yes, you do. Yes, of course you do. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to run this. Boom. All right, look, it works. It presents the year 2019. What's going on? We got a struct called clock of the long now, blase glavinoids. We have a constructor. It makes a new clock of the long now and sets a private attribute. No. It actually has a public attribute called year, which is the problem. Sets it to 2019. Then there's return get year. All right, cool. This is actually fine though, because the constructor is the only thing that sets the year, and then the year is made private here. But what are we gonna do? We made sure it works. Now we're going to fuck it on up because we want it to be a class instead of a struct. It doesn't really matter, but that's our preference. So we're going to do it my way. I should have just done it like that. All right, there we go. Boom. All right, class. And then we're going to get rid of this. We're going to go up here. And then we're going to say private. Then we're going to declare all these methods public. What? Get the fuck out of here. This isn't some fucking example from a fucking textbook. This is some fucking new shit I just wrote just right now. What are you talking about? I don't just copy and paste. I don't just copy fucking examples from textbooks. This shit was using a struct. I just made it a class. I don't know what you're talking about. Put in hella creative effort right there. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We got a clock along now, name clock. Now we got to do this one. We're gonna go ahead and say, make that pointer. So we're gonna be like, it's, sorry, I was trying not to type. Clock of the long now. We put that star here, that means it's gonna be a pointer. We call it clock pointer. And I gotta do the dereference thing, so it should equal, hang on now, the address of clock. Look at me. I'm a fucking boss. All right. And then we do the arrow operator, clock pointer, and then set year 2020s. Interesting. Clock pointer, arrow operator, set year. Ooh, it pops up. It's like, hey, I know what that's all about. I don't know what the example actually said. I also think it's like a space here, like that. Oh, I didn't add a set year. Whoops. Oh. All right. I don't really want to write set year either. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's just open a new one. All right, actually, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's try it. Get year, getter, setter. So setter be void. Set year. It does take an argument. The argument's called new year. If new year less than 2019, just return false. Else, none of this is right. None of this is okay. Else, what? What is that? What is that? Year equals self dot year equals new year. None of that is correct. None of that is right. Oh, it just looks awful. It just looks absolutely terrible. Let's see. Somebody show me something better. You're not gonna help us any. You're not helping any. Go back from whence you came. Who's got this class? Anybody got this class? Somebody wanna help us with this class? What about access controls maybe? Like, come on, somebody's gotta have this whole class. Somebody's got this class. There we go. This is what it should look like. What the was I doing? The timer just went off already? Damn, that was a fast 55 minutes, yo. I thought the time was gonna be way longer. All right, hang on a sec. I'm in the middle of something right now. Timer. Look at this. Look at this. All I have to do is if new year, return false, boom. Year equals new year, return true. So it does if, return da-da-da-da-da, and then you don't even have to put in the else. Oh, you could just do if, da-da-da-da-da, return false. Oh, and because there's a return, that would be done. So you're just saying if new year, da-da-da-da, return false. So you're just using a single if statement. It's not an if else, it's just if, conditional, return false. Got it. And then otherwise you go to this line, because return would end this. You'd be done with this function because it returns. Otherwise, then you'll hit this line, year equals new year, then return true. Yeah, that's much better. Bro, what were you doing over here? If new, no. Look at this, y'all. Just say no. Just say no to all. Just say no to Jay's coding. Just say, did Jay program it? No. I say no to all of that. All right. If new year less than 2019, return false. Otherwise, you do year equals new year, and then return true. But how do you know that it's true? All right, no, nobody got the Uncle Bobby reference? All right, so how's that looking now? Year equals new year, return true, return false. Kind of looking all right. Also didn't do it right. Look at this. I'm returning true. Look. Return value type does not match the function type. Return value type does not match the function type. Look, it's like, Jay, you're trying to return the function says void, and you're trying to return true or false, fool. If you're going to return true or false, you need to set the return type to Boolean. Boop, that goes away. All right, what is New Year? It's like, New Year is unidentified. What the fuck's New Year? I'm like, maybe I should tell you what type of value it is. Maybe I tell you it's an integer, and all of a sudden you stop whining and crying at me, god damn it. Look at that. Brand new set year, just like that. Didn't I make that look easy? Here's the truth. It was easy. I actually made it look difficult. But see, everybody talks about people, oh, they're so gifted, like Cliff. You'd be like, oh, he takes such complex programming and he makes it look so easy. Well, sometimes making it look harder is the talent. Some of us are still new when you're new, all right, sometimes the simple shit is you're still working through it, all right? And it takes talent to make it look even harder. You never thought about that. You didn't go think about that. Go somewhere. Imagine if somebody just, let's take a very simple activity, taking their dog out for a walk. You let the dog outside, you follow behind them with the bag, they poop, you clean it up in the bag, you come back inside. No, they make it a whole elaborate ritual. and then they Google map the proper route, and then they check the weather, and then they put the dog in a special outfit, then they put themselves in a special outfit, right? Then they call their neighbors along the route to scope out to make sure there's nothing unusual going on in the neighborhood, right? So you ain't think about that. You ain't think about that. That takes a special type of mind right there to take something as simple as walking a fucking dog and turn it into a whole fucking military operation. See, you're underappreciating the people who complicate things. That's what I'm saying. Simplicity is overrated. Fuck the Xenopython. All right. Hey man, this makes sense. Yeah. Not making sense is starting to make sense, you know, when you think about it. All right, boom. Now that thing works. Now, what are we supposed to be? See, that's the beauty of complicating thing. You have to re-engage your mind to remember what the fuck you even doing because you complicated something so simple. Oh, yeah, we made the little cock pointer, set year. We ran it, then it does get year. Boom, perfect. Sets the year. All right, but no, that's actually kind of cool. We're going to still be figuring out, I guess, use cases, but I guarantee you we'll be doing this in MABE. So it's kind of interesting. We made our little clock. We dereferenced it. Made a little pointer to it, to the address, and then actually ran a function on it through the pointer. All right. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty programmery right now after that. All right. You declare a clock, then store its address and clock pointer. Next, you use the arrow operator to set. Next, you arrow to set the year member of clock to 2020. Finally, you print the address of clock and the value of year. Oh, here, let me go do those last prints. So we did set year, and then we need to do printf, the address of the clock, which is just straight clock pointer, which is always interesting, right? Because we got to remember this. When we print the clock pointer, it's going to give us the value at clock pointer, and the value at clock pointer will be the address of where clock is stored. Right, which is interesting because it's not the address of where the clock pointer is. And then we're going to say the value of the clock's year, which we're going to get by then doing get year on the clock pointer. I'm about this life. I'm still not understanding why I'm about this life. Because I know a lot of y'all are like, but can't we just set the year of the clock and get the year of the clock without being bothered with the clock pointer? Yes. But we're going to go somewhere with this. And when we get there, we're going to be like, oh, yeah, cool. Now we know why we could do all this. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get it done. All right, so we're going to do that, blah, 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 printf. Yeah, we should change this print statement up real quick. Let's actually close this thing out over here. We don't need that. We don't want to be working in the wrong file. Address of clock. All right, let's get it. And then we got to do the pointer format. So we say address of clock. Then we're going to do the string formatter for a pointer, which is P. And then we're going to do... Oh, we're just going to print the pointer because that's where the address of the clock is. Yeah. And then give me another printf statement. Oh, can I do this here? No, can't. Can Control D though. It's real nice and easy. All right, and now we're going to say time of clock, time on clock. Value of clock's year. Yeah, okay. That's very specific. Value of clock's year. But that's kind of important because we want to distinguish between values and addresses. So we say value of clock's year. Got it. And then we're gonna do, that's a number, so we'll do the number, string formatter, and then this is gonna be clock pointer. We're also gonna use the arrow operator, and then we're gonna use get year. Right. And then we need to do like that because it's a function. Beautiful. Done and done. All right, I got an idea. Since it's 9:40 and we finished up a sesh, let's do a 5-minute break. And I don't know, I kind of got into a good groove. I was actually gonna stop, but I got into a groove, so I'll probably knock out another sesh after this break. Appreciate everybody who's rocking with me, especially those of you that are coming through the chat once in a while. Also, Wayne answered the question of the day, so let's address that. But YouTube Punk, Wayne, AR, Melody Joy, Chris Moore, UC Love, Manny Geisen, Cameron Bennett, might be some other names. I reset my restream chat earlier, but appreciate all y'all. This was the question of the day. I should have made a new one, but it's actually perfect because we're still talking about this shit. I believe that 45 don't fucking know the names of anyone under the age of 40 that works for him, minus the underage interns. So you think he genuinely may not have really known who this Nick Fuentes guy was? See, I think that's a valid point, right? But I think even if he didn't know who he was, like, oh, he knows, he's aware of that name, like that's off the tip of his tongue. I think somebody probably told him exactly who he was, or what he was about, you know, because I don't think Trump's just gonna let anybody sit down with him who isn't an awful piece of shit, verifiably. I just think once it blew back, he realized he had to talk his way out of that one. But those details would be very interesting to me, if for no other reason than continuing to establish his lies. Why don't y'all go dry some ice cubes during the break, you know? It's a great idea. If you're not an ice cube dryer, give it a shot. I'm gonna hit this bong instead, but you might not have a bong. In which case, go dry your ass some ice cubes. Obama. Y'all, I think we're gonna get them redeems and gathered. We gotta do a little bit more gathering. And I'm gonna basically try to figure out if there's a way to use the Discord, a bot in Discord to make redeems possible through like Myron bot and gather. I don't know. I gotta hack out something, y'all. I gotta get to my tech bag and whip up a solution. Also, y'all need to spend your pocket change because I think we're gonna reset the pocket change for next year, and I think we're going to change the whole scale because I think people have asked for some like huge redeemables. That way there's stuff to like, you know, incentivize people who've been around for a long time or have a ton of pocket change, but we've run up against some ceilings. So I'm gonna ask everybody to clear them out. maybe give away some end of year prizes or something, and then we'll restart it, and I'll shift the scale at least an order of magnitude.
Too terrifying.
Yeah, I'll shift it at least an order of magnitude, maybe 2 orders of magnitude. That way, when people show up, say first place will be, 10,000 pocket change or something like that. That way, we could keep the scale kind of lower. I'll reprice things in the store, and we'll kind of redo some things for next year. So yeah, go ahead, use your pocket change. Appreciate everybody.
Victory, 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 victory.
All right, break time's over. Yeah, let's do one more. And then tomorrow we'll probably look at this in the other 2 languages. All right, here we go. Turn the music down a little bit. All right, you could achieve an identical result using the dereference and member of operators. For example, you could have written the last line as follows: printf the value of clock year. Yeah, that's one of them big money ones. You gotta have a lot of pocket change for that one. All right, so the value of this is interesting. So this is what a lot of y'all have seen in other languages, right? Where you get to call. You see this in Python, where you have an object, and if that object has like a member function, you could do dot get year or whatever. And so you can use the dereference. That's what they're saying here. You put this in parentheses, the dereference. Remember that points to clock pointer, which is the address of clock. And then since it goes to that address, it can do get year on clock. Let's actually punch that in real quick as basically an alternative version of the last line. So we'll basically duplicate it and we'll say dereference the clock pointer and then do dot get year. Yeah, perfect. Interesting. We'll leave both of those there as an example. I don't think what's the comment line? Oh, that is it. All right, so we'll go here and we'll just say alternate version. Didn't affect anything. It doesn't. Good to go. Wait, is this not saved?
Hey, man! This makes sense!
Yes, that's one of the great finds we've got to thank YouTube Punk for. Actually, we've got a bunch more too. Maybe that'll be another thing to look forward to. New year, we'll definitely have some new items in the store. YouTube Punks gave us a bunch of sounds, and there's some I want to dig up too. We've already got a bunch of new themes. What's up, Wayne? Yeah, that one's loud as fuck. It's really the mixer. But yeah, most of the sounds are pretty loud. But everything's loud as fuck coming through that mixer. I have that turned down to like 18% to make it come through at that volume. At work last day, I got my weekend 3.5 hours. I feel that. All right, here we go. First, you dereference a clock pointer, then you access the year. Although this is equivalent to evoking pointer to member or operator, it's a more verbose syntax and provides no benefit over its simpler alternative. Yeah, so. What is that? For now, use parentheses to emphasize the order of operations. Chapter 7 walks through the precedence rules for operators. All right, here we go. Pointers and arrays. Pointers share several characteristics with arrays. Pointers encode object location. Arrays encode the location and length of contiguous objects. At the slightest provocation, an array will decay into a pointer. A decayed array loses length information and converts to a pointer to the array's first element. For example, integer, key to the universe, putting it in this notation where you add the square brackets to the name and then the curly brackets. This basically just makes it an array, right? Because if you just said int key to the universe, you'd just be making it an integer. When you add this part, oops, no, it's not gonna let me highlight that part easily. All right, anyway, the int. I'm sure you guys can tell. Wait, whoa, sorry. There we go. Int, key to the universe, integer, there's a pointer, key to the universe, points to 3. Now this is very interesting too, because like this comes up like with our genomes in MABE. So when we are dealing with genomes, a lot of times, like you'll see the way, like even like the way we do shape mating or coercion and resistance, the way we encode those things on the genome is we get a genome pointer, and then we just have it point us to a location in the genome, and then we have it read a value that we need to set the value. And then it does some magic under the hood that Cliff figured out to always convert from whatever the genome encoding is to whatever we're requesting the value to be. But that's exactly what's going on under the hood, is that the genome is some long-ass array, and when we ask for a genome pointer, unless we specify a whole bunch of other shit, it's just gonna go to that array and point to the beginning of the fucking genome, which is like why sometimes you'll hear us say when we're talking that currently right now all of the stuff that we're doing is front loaded at the beginning of the genome, because the sort of lazy way we've encoded things just to get things working and tested is we've just said, take a location at the front of the genome. Read me a shape. Okay, do me another one. Read me a mating preference. All right, do me another one. Read me these 3 coercion values. Read me these 3 resistance values. So they're all literally just like one value right after the other, which is not what we'll probably end up doing in the end. But anyway, just to show you that it is all the shit that we're learning, even though it's super basic, it's actually very functional to what we'll be doing. All right, Ternate, first you initialize an integer array, key to the universe with 3 elements. Next, you initialize the integer pointer. And it's because you pointed it to an integer. It's just gonna, that's what I think they meant about the slightest provocation, it will decay. Because you're thinking of the key as an array, but once you, as an array of integers, but once you ask for a pointer to an integer, it's gonna just then point to the 3. Okay. So next you initialize the integer pointer, key pointer to key to the universe, which decays into a pointer. After initialization, key pointer points to the first element of key to the universe. Listing 3-4 initializes an array containing college objects and passes the array to a function as a pointer. All right, let's get it. What is this 3-4? Let's new project, empty project. Just like this guy used to the workflow. 3-4. Array decay. Ooh, that sounds cool. That's nifty. Give me a new C++ file. cstdio. I'm going to try to just go ahead and write this as a class. Let's get it. So we're going to say class struct. That would defeat the purpose. All right, here, let's go like that. Is that supposed to be like this? Oh, I'm done. Let's go. Nope. I had it right the first time. All right, college, char, name, 256. All right, boom, let's go. Nope, like that. 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 Interesting. All right, and then we're gonna give it some. Method print name. All right. Actually, I think this is outside definition. I don't even think. Yeah, it is. All right, print name. Pointer to college pointer. Got it. So normally is where you put the type. When you put the pointer, when you put the asterisk there, it makes it a Hang on, let me see this link. That looks 50-50. All right, yeah, I want to see if that's going to look like. Too much. What you gotta have that black and purple. All the HB color schemes with black and red. Where's the white and gold? Natural and gold. All right, we got 100 chats tonight. Sweet. All right, let's we're good to go. Let's get back to this. All right, so we're making a pointer. It's college pointer, and then there's a printf where we're gonna print the name. String formatter. Blah 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 college. Got it. So it's a pointer. It's called. What's it called? College pointer. Okay. And then we're gonna just go ahead, hit it with a good old. Yeah, there we go. Oh, had it, lost it. There it is. Printf. String formatter college. And then you're gonna do, what's this all about? Some kind of dereferencing thing. Oh, the arrow operator to get to the member. All right, so we can get to the member of college using college pointer name. Yeah, like that. So what's the problem? Oh, it's inaccessible because I made it a class. All right. But if I made this a struct, okay. What I would normally want to do though is make it a class, which would make it private. Then I would go in public, make it have a have that. That's a get name. Like this. Yeah. I don't like this though. All right, now what's gonna be get name? We actually just need to return it. All right, let's see how to do this. Let's get another one. What was that last one I did? Oh, it should just be return name. Because the class should have access to name. Right. Now what's wrong here? No, what's going on here? All right. This one's easy. All right, now what's up with this? No, let's oh my goodness, here, undo all that. I don't think there's anything else to put here. Ooh, okay, here we go. To return a character array from a function, I have the following definition. Now, here's a really interesting take on this too. Oh, wait a second. There's a cheat here, which is not even. Well, yeah. Let's see. All right, yeah. Easy peasy, right? But I'm interested in this other thing, which is returning the value from get name. Run this real fast. I didn't really do anything with it. What's the issue? Unresolved externals. Interesting. It's just nothing. I just think it's because there's no main function or anything. All right, so let's think about this. Let's go back to get name. Let's uncomment that out. Let's leave that private. All right. Yeah, that's why it's interesting, because this is a pretty straightforward thing to do, except when you get into where strings or whatever are arrays, right? So it's actually an array. I wonder. Hang on a sec. Let's look at some of those solutions, and not right off the ones that use vector. Hang on. You know what? Let me try something. String class. Strings are objects that represent sequence of characters. The standard string class provides support for such objects with an interface similar to that of a standard container of bytes, but adding features specifically designed to operate with strings of single byte characters. The string class is an instantiation of the basic string class template that uses char 8 bytes as its character type, with its default char traits and allocator types. See basic string for more info on template. Note that this class handles bytes independently of the coding used. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Show me. I just want to see an example. include string. All right, let's see a couple of dirtball tactics. What? Why is it undefined? Expected a what? Oh. All right. Let's all right, let's keep going and try to see if we get what we get with this. All right, so we got that void. Now let's get our main going. Let's start with an int main. Bang. Here we go. Sorry about it. It's not the right thing. That ain't the right thing. Where the hell did it go? Oh, sorry, it's right here. College, best colleges. Right, college is now a class. Best colleges is a name of an array that we're gonna make like this. And Magdalene, Nuffield, and Kellogg. Right. Magdalene, Nuffield, Kellogg. None of this is right. Okay. It's that equals that. And they're all individual strings. Print name, best colleges. Nope. All right, let's see what's going on. Wait, let's not mess around with this right quick. Let's do this actually. Let's do this. No. All right. What's up? No matching token found. So I mean, I should have done that. No. What? I see what I did. College should have had this like that. That way, that's open and closed. Then this should be there. Probably like that. This should be like that. All right, rock and roll. Now that was the point, is for it to show us that it's going to collapse to a pointer to the first item. Now that's all well and good. Let's see if we can get it to rock and roll like we had it, which is with get name as a function. Let's move this down. All right, what's up? Oh. Well, yeah, now I'm like not returning the right type. This is interesting. Oh, especially because I made a college pointer. I keep forgetting that. All right, so for now, what I'm gonna do is go cheap route. I'm gonna keep my class keyword for shits and giggles and just make the name public. And then presto changeo, we can keep it moving. Because I'm sure I'll figure that out at some point. And right now, we just want to keep moving through the array issue and keep our example on point. So, all right. Easy peasy. All right, let's get to the point of this, which is that it's just going to print out the first one. The print name function takes a pointer to college argument. So the best colleges array decays into a pointer when you call print name, because arrays decay into pointers to their first element. College pointer at 1 points to the first college in best colleges. There's another array decay in listing 3-4 as well. You use the arrow operator to access the name member of the college pointed to by college pointer, which is itself a character array. The printf format specifier %s expects a C-style string, which is a character pointer, and name decays into a pointer to satisfy printf. Oh. All right, handling decay. Often you pass arrays as two arguments, a pointer to the first array element, and then the array length. The mechanism that enables this pattern is square brackets, which works with pointers just as with arrays. Listing 3.5 employs the technique. All right, what are we gonna have to call this? Arrays to functions. Yeah, which is kind of what we need to do here. All right, so let's go. So we should just keep it rocking. All right, let's save this. We'll get one more in here. New project. Arrays to function. All right. Let's go ahead and type it. Source files, add new. Do the include. The class, college. Also need to learn how to spell. I had the right idea, wrong inputs. All right, so we've got a pointer, college, colleges, size T, and colleges. All right. For size T, I equals 0. While I less than N colleges. Increment I. Print string format college sub I name. Nice. string format, college. That should be inside a string. Oh my god, it's the worst. So much. Maybe I did myself there. All right. New line. And then it's best colleges, or it's colleges sub-I.name. All right. I don't know why printf would, oh, here. Okay. Also, since this is a class, I'm gonna have to make this public. This should be like that. And it's not while. It's just like that. All right. And then here's the main. College, Oxford, oh, it's a college, Oxford, let's got these names. Magdalene Nuffield Kellogg. Print names, Oxford, size of Oxford, divided by size of college. So we use these size of Oxford and size of college to be passed into the print names function so that it iterates over all of the college names instead of just printing the first one. I didn't get size of in here. How did I screw this up? Oh, there's no underscore. Oh, Lord. Oh. Too many arguments in function call. Uh-oh. Oh, it's divided by. God damn it. Here she goes. All right. The print names function accepts an array and two arguments, a pointer to the first college element and the number of elements and colleges within print names. You iterate with a for loop and an index I. The value of I iterates from 0 to n colleges minus 1. You extract the corresponding college name by accessing the ith element and then get the name member. This pointer plus size approach to passing arrays is ubiquitous in C-style APIs, for example, in Windows or Linux system programming. Pointer arithmetic to obtain the address of the nth element. Actually, I probably want to stop here. Yeah, I got 3 minutes left. I don't want to go into another example. All right. Sweet business. All right, gang. I'm going to go relax in the Gather Lounge and hang out with the crew, play some cards, watch some TV, and have some fun with the gang. We'll probably be watching, maybe we'll watch an episode of Cheers or 2 and watch some Weeds and get into the overnight list. And, tomorrow we'll be back at it doing the same thing we do every day. We are taking over the internet. Thank y'all so much. Come link up with the gang in the Pinochle Lounge. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. In the name of the Darwin, the Dawkins, and the Christopher Hitchens, science bless you all. Poof.
Why she wanna leave me alone? Saying all I do is wrong. No rights, only been left turns. Playing that she gotta let it burn. Saying that the house not a home. Sunshine cause you heard it all before. Sometimes she don't wanna be alone. Most times she don't want me gone. She don't know I try my all. She don't know I sprung in the sun, but I'm going in the winter, so we good to the fall. Remember how I told you I get it and I win. Now I'm got it, you ain't answer my call. Wonder if I've been moving too strong. Maybe I just been moving too boss. Really hate when the feeling get lost. Nowadays she just dodge my calls. In the game throwing laws like Paul. Young legend Miss John like Wall. And I wish you never met like Carl. Thick game lay it down like law. Made plans but you canceled them all. I was just trying to splurge in the mall. Now I'm home stacking bread till you call. It's time to roll. She tryna slide. We smoking Zah. Stop acting shy. Cause you a demon when I get between your thighs, girl. You like my rib, you know I need you by my side, girl. It's time to roll. She tryna ride. We smoking. Stop acting shy. Cause you a demon when I get between your thighs, girl. You like my rib, you know I need you by my side, girl.
We smoking that side. I'm tryna get high.
She said that she not ready for love, so I waste my time. I got demons in my closet, I can't hide. I did all my exes wrong, they wish I died. Damn, I tried. They won't believe me when I say this. Oh my God, what a blessing. Hello Phoenix, that's my twin. I told these hoes they won't get my heart again, not again. Cause they went missing when I needed just a friend. They went missing, yeah, they all went missing. They don't want no smoke, they hit the blunt and started tripping. My daughter about to be 5, I ain't got no time to be bitching. I'm still reminiscing, we ain't had no food in the kitchen.